Hello, boys and ladies, and welcome to VulcGames. I'm your host, VulcGames, but as always, you can call me Vulc. How are we doing out there today? It's Tuesday afternoon. I've had a nap. I've had two delicious cheesy buns. I am currently consuming my little mug of tea. I am the #1 footy fan. This is a well-known fact about me. Cheers. Got kind of relentless down there, energy drink if we need it later on. My mustache needs trimming. That's getting a bit tea-ish when swinging. Today we are playing a game called Chernobyl Liquidators Simulator. Now, this was a game that caught my attention a good few months back. I applied for a closed early access testing thing for it, which I've done in the past. The biggest game was Minecraft. You may have heard of that one. I was super early in on the Minecraft testing thing before you could really do anything, and then kind of fell off it when the main game came out because I bored myself to death from it because I'd been playing it for hundreds and hundreds of hours. But yeah, I applied for this a couple of months ago and completely forgot about it since then. And then yesterday I got an email saying, "We have approved, you can do it." And I was like, "Ooh, can I stream it?" And they were like, "Sure, just make sure people know it's an early access game." This is an early access game, and by no means is representative of the full final product. I think that's how I was meant to say that. So, yeah, I'm going to give this a look. I am somewhat excited. I've only just recently watched the HBO series about the Chernobyl disaster, and I really enjoyed that. And, I'm known for liking simulator games, whether daft or real. Not so much like daft as in Goat Simulator, but bad simulator games. I like ones that are just dull, but I don't know, I can really get into them. I'm hoping this is more of a fun. We're dealing with radiation poisoning. I'm sure this is going to be a barrel of laughs. But I've never launched this yet. Here's my Steam library with me, able to have it. I've read some of the reviews, apparently some graphical glitches. We are going to encounter a lot of glitches. Again, the reason I have this copy early is because I'm not reviewing it, I'm testing it. So any issues we come across, I'm going to log and then send off. And now we have video evidence. So I'm really looking forward to this. This is a first time launch. I hope it works. In case it was an intro movie or anything to that effect, I kind of just want to get reaction cam going, you know? Please work. No. We have some Unity application trying to open. There we go, there it is. Apologies if it's super loud when we do start as well. We will try and fix that as quickly as we can. That's loud, isn't it? Oh, right, it's written options. Perfect. Let's turn that down. Alright, I'm going to leave everything else as is. Because this is how they should. I like how subtitles have a volume. That's the first thing I'm noting, is subtitles. It's locked, I can't change it. But subtitles is an audio thing. Hello, Midas. How are we doing today, friend? And thank you, Puff Daddy, for reward yourself. I forgot to get these ready. I set it up and then forgot to get it ready. I've already done a good job. You got to enjoy a bit of Vulc butt there. But thank you very much. I will have my my reward. Nice whisper. Oh, that is a full size bar. Well, thank you very much. I feel like I'm good in that. If you have one and someone gives you that many cookie crumbs, then yes, you may. Very good. Toggle sprint, I'm just going to have this push to hold. Map marker is always on. The rest of it seems to be fixed. I can't change item usage animation, mask overlay. Field of view seems to be locked at 90 at the minute, which is fine. Spread crosshairs on. You have to have the tutorial. We're in 4K. Oh, there is an Ultra, but let's just leave it on high for now, because again, it's not going to be optimized just yet. But we are going to turn texture quality on to high. Dairy milk bar is just as good. Right, so it looks like at some point they'll want to invert stuff, but there's not yet. Sprint toggles both in controls and in game. So we have WASD or arrow keys. Jump is space, C is crouch. We don't have a whole lot of buttons. Right then, shall we have a look at this bad boy for the first time ever? Oh, there you go. Full demo available on the 16th of June. So if you guys want to play this yourself, 16th of June, this is available to everybody. And again, we have to be nice because this is a work in progress still. Obviously, if the gameplay itself is just plain dull, that's not really something they're going to fix with bug patching, but... Although, they kinda did with... Crap, I can never remember the name of that game. Here's me trying to be funny. Don't try, Vulc, you should know by now. Space game, everything's random. There was big hype about it. Then it just flopped. You go to every planet, everything was randomly generated. Why can I never remember the name of that game? We still have a loading bar spinning at the top, so we haven't, like, crashed or anything. It's just loading up the world for the first time. No Man's Sky, that's the word. Word game. Yeah, that was pretty dull after your first planet, right? But since all the patches, it's actually the gameplay's got better, because there's more to do. Content buffs. I wonder if Vivian's ever going to turn up again. I miss Vivian. Unload chat up on my phone. I'll be able to interact bots and things as needed. Wow, VulcGames is currently live. Oh, this is some good content right here. Games loading. The streamer, rather than no, I don't want to hear myself. Jesus. Rather than entertaining his adoring fans, just decides, you know what? Let's play on my phone. There we go. So wait to see people in chat on the mobile? No. No, there's not. My rank? Guess I just keep typing that in every now and again until Viv turns up. Yeah, like, it's always a game I keep seeing. Like, at first I was like, I'm gonna get this when it goes down to about £20. And they kept adding more and more to it, and I do keep seeing it for 20. Oh, here we go. Anyway, it keeps coming out at £20, I never buy it. But it's one that probably will end up getting at some point. So when was the Chernobyl natural disaster? Yep, completely natural. When was the Chernobyl nuclear disaster? It's like 86, wasn't it? Culture. Oh, I'm gonna see a lot of mustaches, I think. It's what we want. How's the volume levels? Seems like it's okay on the old bars. It's a little loud in my ears. Let me know if it's a little loud for you guys. That's fair. Oh. Wasn't it meant to be A-Z5, not B5? I know it's a little quiet. Maybe the music is just a little loud. Now it's actually just playing out like the HBO series. Explosion! The roof is on fire. The roof is on fire. People, yes. It might be, yeah. Again, this is meant to be like a realistic simulator rather than just radiation happens and now we have super mutants. This is meant to be like a realistic look at doing the cleanup. So this game has every possibility of being super dull, but I think with the subject matter, it's going to be super fun. No hands. Am I meant to be driving? No, good. Little loss of frame there as we came in, but... So we have firefighter here? We already have firefighters on scene. I may need to turn everything off, like not be on ultra. When we're in, are we in? Yeah, we have like 2 frames a second right now. Might require a reset. Right, can we like capture at 30? Oh no, might as well leave it at no limit, right? If we leave it at 30, at least it'll be smooth. I guess. That's as long as it goes above 30, it'll be smooth if it doesn't go below 30. Right, let's go down to texture, medium. Again. Medium. Be patient. Don't just click loads and loads of times. Taskbar appeared. I think we might have crushed it. Again, early access. This is gonna happen. That's interesting. Has everything crashed? No, OBS is still ticking up. Can we bring up Task Manager? This program's not responding yet. End the process, please. Cause I'm presuming you guys can still hear me. My my chat overlay on my other monitor where I actually read all your messages. That seems to have frozen. As I said, I've opened it up on my phone as well, so I can see the messages coming in on my phone. Well, how long did that take? Like 10 minutes and we managed to break it. Still moving in order, so going. Good. Right. We killed it. I'll just wait for Steam to recognize we killed it. Yeah, it's me. Chat's caught up now. I like how Task Manager never actually opened. Well, actually, I don't like that. That's kind of concerning. How am I burpy? I haven't drunk any fizzy things yet. Maybe it has something to do with ramming a whisper into my face, but... Right. Steam thinks I'm not playing anything anymore. We played 11 minutes of it. Beautiful. Oh. Better late than never to the party, task manager. Oh my goodness. Have we dropped any frames or anything? We have dropped 50 frames. I'm sure I can live with that. Can't be the Whisper. Whispers would never do anything to hurt us. Do I just lean over my shoulder and go, Mom! It was game crashed, which is now causing recurring issues on the PC. I'm gonna go back into game and turn things down to medium. There we go. Hello, train station renovation. So I'm guessing these people also made Builder Simulator, Train Station Renovation, and Car Trader Simulator. Right, options. April 26th. Is that what we said? And by we, yeah, that's what you said earlier. Options, video. So it crashed last time when I was trying to turn this down. So medium. Medium. You know what, we're gonna put shadows on low just to keep like the way the shadows work. Shadows are complicated for video games. And that's saved, right? Yeah. Right, new game. Cross fingers, toes, and eyes, people. And if anyone is out there tuning in thinking, hey, I thought we were playing Gran Turismo, we'll be back with Gran Turismo tomorrow at 10 AM. Can't cross your eyes. I mean, I've only ever been able to do it when like I focus on my finger. Like I can't just cross my eyes normally. Right, this did take quite a while to load up last time. So how is chat? How is everybody today? Are we looking forward to being exposed to nuclear fuel? Kind of for only a few seconds. Yeah, like that's the other one, isn't it? So you first knows like when I try that, I'm very aware it is only my right eye I'm looking with there, because I can see the right hand side of my nose, but just cannot focus on like the left side of my nose at all. Does that mean my right pupil, like my right eye, is just stronger? Well, is that going to be the next Volky mode? We've got like Gorp, we have Salute. Is the next one just cross-eyed Volk? I also want to know the size of this mug. I'm sure it's like, I want to say it's 2 pint, but I don't know if it is actually quite 2 pint. It's heavy when it's full of tea, I know that for sure. So, yeah. Yeah, I got the code for this yesterday and had it fully downloaded yesterday, but I was uploading a replay to YouTube. And I mean, I had time yesterday to... Right, we're going to hold a skip because we have seen this. So it's very early access, but they have put in a skip cinematic. Right, here we go. This is running smoother. It does look very, very pretty. Here we go. Okay, so we have a health bar and a mana bar. And 2... What was it, first aid kits? This is Lieutenant Pravik, colleagues. Something serious has happened at the power plant. There is a huge outbreak of fires all around the Block 4 building, including the rooftops. It is also obvious the structure has partially collapsed. As we speak, the dispatcher is calling all units here, but we're the first on the scene. Who set up them hoses? We need to find out what's going on, so approach the building by breaking through the fire. Use the hose connected to the cylinder on your backs. This will allow you to get to the power plant quickly. Hint: taking out the map 2 shows the next waypoint on screen. Use the hose tool 1 to extinguish the nearest source of fire. Your character can either walk, run, toggle between these using R, or sprint, shift. Sprinting and jumping, spacebar, takes up stamina from your stamina pool, which is blue. Stamina should be green, man. If you unplayable. If your stamina reaches 0, sprinting will no longer be possible. Use any other movement, stance or stand idle for a moment to regenerate your stamina. Exactly, like we clearly have health and mana. We're a wizard, and I'm sure this radiation is about to give us our powers. This is our origin story. Man, so your birthday is on the Chernobyl anniversary. It's quite sensitive, the mouse. Be careful, colleagues. These fires are hotter than we expected. Handling of the situation relies on us, though, so don't forget about your safety. Carefully watch your steps by lighting up headlamps on your helmets. Also, this action has been marked as having the respiratory hazard level 4, which means that those DP gas masks that we all love so much are a must for everyone. Better have some bitter taste in your mouth. So it's better to have some bitter taste in your mouth than burning your lungs into a crisp. Hint: flames will damage your character, depleting his health pool, red bar, with time. When your health reaches 0, your character will die, and you'll have to restart at the last checkpoint. Use gas mask, G, when approaching heat sources to increase your protection against them. Remember, however, that having the gas mask on decreases the maximum stamina available to your character. Fair enough. When being near the fires, you will notice them damaging you by turning your screen red and an audible burning sound. Another very useful headpiece is the powerful flashlight. Use the F to enable and disable it. Nice, it does. Right, extinguish the fire. So I've already forgotten. We want G for gas mask, which is halves our stamina. And then 1 was hose. This is a keyboard I'm playing on, but it does say you're allowed to use a gamepad as well. It did say it's already supporting gamepad. Maybe we'll give gamepad a look later on. Ah, okay. So you hold left to turn it on, you hold right to turn it off. So you don't need to be on like full power at all times. And this was hooked up to our back, wasn't it? I am gonna look to turn that sensitivity down just a smidge. Actually, you know what? I think 2.5 is the perfect amount. We don't need to change that. I will turn down the sensitivity on the mouse itself then. Refill your water supply. Colleagues, remember not to run out of water at all times. It is the best. Water is the best. It's the best and often only weapon against the flames. Despite the damage, the facility should have the high pressure emergency water system still mostly intact. Just find the hydrants and you'll know what to do. You press E. I didn't actually say that. Okay. Collect the shovel. Got a little burned or otherwise injured, brother? Sure, that's comrade, not brother. If it's nothing too serious, just use those stimulants we got supplied with sometime. They sure have quite a kick in them, right? When you're injured, use medicine C to restore health. Okay, yeah, so that was health kits that we saw before. We have 2 off. I think put me in the bottom right. Literally the only thing I'm covering up in the bottom right in the minute is a bit of text that says, work in progress. So as long as we bear that in mind, we're good. Shovel. Good, you fetch yourself one of these. As always, it will surely prove more than handy. Standard issue shovel is the fireman's best friend. From now on, you can interact with objects that require it. This will include radioactive debris and other objects like closed doors. You could just open a door later on in your venture. I kind of just want to look at the truck models. And the radio. You're like holding a telephone. Also, why are we short? So I don't actually know much about this era of like Russian truck, also Eastern Bloc truck. So like I can't be all like, this is wrong. But I do just like looking at textures and like how in detail they get with like models and vehicles and things like that. Okay, you're where we need you. Hiding behind the truck. You're the mobile unit today. This large tank you are carrying everywhere on your back is a testament to that. We're now putting all our forces into fighting the large fires that are on the front of the collapsed northern wall of Block 4. These don't give up easily, but I'm sure we'll eventually manage to contain them. In the meantime, we need you to enter the fire area from the western side. Get all the way towards the block's wall and put out the smaller flames that are lingering there. This is a dangerous task, comrade, but it's not the first one like that for you. Now put on your gas mask and go with it, over and out. Hint, you've just received your first of your main objectives. You'll need to complete them to be able to advance further in the story. Sure. So why would you park on the debris like that, though? We had a jump, didn't we? Yeah. Look like they're just shooting fire. Doesn't that look like this? I mean, the texture quality is a bit patchy there, but doesn't that look like the fire, like shooting fire rather than water? Can you feel that metallic taste in your mouth? Something strange is going on. I didn't skip that there. Okay. I don't think so, but at first they were denying it was a nuclear disaster. I think it's just more so to stop you breathing in hot air to burn your lungs, because they were adamant at first that that wasn't the reactor that blew up. Oh, my health's going down. Is that one of the ones I meant to be tackling? I don't think so. Hint, the orange coloured ledge ahead should be accessible with some minor effort. Press and hold spacebar to jump, grab and climb onto it. Climbing ledges and interacting with an object has a varied stamina cost depending on how much effort. Yeah, there's definitely no radiation, it's just the roof is on fire for some reason. So we have mirrors, edge, little beams to show where jumpable and grabbable things are. That's a nice design touch. Right, we lost some health. We're still losing health. Oh my god, our health, our health, our health. Do the stabby, do the stabby! Holy crap! Nope, me no like. Like, the thing we stood on is literally on fire. Oh, we're out of medkits. So the issue I was having when I was sitting there, hoses look like flames. Right, no game over. I wonder if that's what happened when it skipped that message before. Maybe it hadn't paused. We were taking health damage while that message was up. And, like, we died in the reading of text thing, which then just reset us, gave us a state. Right. The fire we so it... Right, so that's obviously radiation, but we don't know that that's radiation yet. The fire we put out is part of the checkpoint by the looks of it. Also, our health, we haven't replenished on health kits. Jesus Christ! I mean, I guess it's a clear liquid, but I mean, there's no like fire there, is there? Run, 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 run. Where are we meant to go? Oh, we died. Did we checkpoint further up? I mean, this is the Russian way, just, let's say the Soviet way, just throw as many men at it as it takes until the job is done. Get out the main fire area. Wait. Good job putting out those fires, bro. This should make life easier for the host teams. We managed to establish a temporary command center and supply storage. Come over. I have new orders for you to pick up. Hint, you will find documents on your way that will provide insight into the firefighting action and perhaps some of the power plant's internal workings. Press E to interact with them to display their contents. Well, this seems like a good place to save when our health is this low. Ooh. You look medic-y. Hint, maintaining a stockpile of helium packs might prove essential for survival. Look for wall-mounted medical lockers. Search and collect them with E. Gib. Use. Morphine. Comrade! We still don't know what happened, but it appears that the fire has caused major damage to the building structure. We did quite a good job evacuating everyone, but some technicians have been cut off in the attic, just below the huge cooling chimney at the very top. Power plant's crew has already attempted to reach them from Block 3's side, but were unable to succeed. This is where you come in, comrade. We all know you're the best. Oh, thank you. Flattery will get you anything. You're the best at getting through damaged spaces, so you need to climb the main building all the way to the cooling stack's roof. Isn't that where all like the nuclear material is? Along the way, make through any obstacles using all means necessary. Along the way, make through. Yeah, okay. When on the place, access the evacuation routes and make contact. We'll plan how to get you all out. I don't know if... Hello, sir. English is necessarily this dev's primary language or not. Most of the Block 4 building has been evacuated, but you may find people that you will have to help. Start by collecting tools that will have prepared and proceed to climb the roof on the building there. From there, find your way to the top. You'll be on your own there, and it's going to be tough, but this is what we've been training for. Good luck. Cheers, Puff Daddy. I appreciate you trying as well. Hint, you've now begun the main mission. Technicians stranded at the very top of the reactor building are in need of your help. Collect some essential exploration tools and proceed to climb the large ladder on the left side of the initial area. Yeah, it's true. Viv would never lie to us. What do we get? We get bolt cutters and crowbar. Make good use of these, comrades. Seems like they have been in our unit forever and have saved more lives than all of us combined. Ah, good old wire cutters saving lives. Any path leading through a semi-collapsed block 4 will certainly not be easy to traverse. Use your crowbar and metal cutter to get through padlocked chain doors and hatches. Both tools are accessible via interaction with E. Right, so it's just E and it'll use the appropriate tool. I like that. Oh, he's having a rap. Look at him go. Also, nice belt buckle. You see that? Size of that bad boy. Right, left hand side. Big ladder. Found it. I am the best fireman's. You're just checking your Twitter feed, are you? Oh no, it's a clipboard. It's an old style Twitter feed. How high can we jump? You have a metal sounding thing. Right, can we? I swear I saw something like clip out of existence there, right? Yes. Yes, I did. If you just get it in the sweet spot. Guys, I know how to remove the wreckage, all the rubble. Again, I'm meant to be playtesting, not just enjoying myself so much. So, I mean, I am enjoying myself. But also collectibles, right? But no, I'm wanting to check out, like, out of bounds limits and things. Right, we have a nice invisible wall there. Okay, we just kind of fall off that. Man, I could be the first person to speedrun this, right? Why can't I jump up you, but I could jump up you, brother? That seems safe to jump on. With the jump, you just like instantly fall, so it stops you. I think it's a Unity thing, actually, isn't it? Like, corners are always fun to clip out of. Who needs stamina? Oh, I should top up my water while I'm here. I remember that being the mechanic. I was too distracted by the man having his angry phone argument. I'm just going to try and jump this one last big truck here, because it looks like it's right next to a low wall. And then after this, we'll actually do what I want us to. Yeah, they've invisible walled it. Can we get ourselves stuck? No. Nice. Right, let's go. What was Toggle Ruin? Was it R? R. There we go. I know we would really be walking here, but put it back into just walk mode after this. Any more health kits kicking about? We did grab one more. That's the one that disappears when you get too close. Okay. Nice. Hello, Mr. Man. F? E? No, we're not even going to say hello to them. Remember to like, share, and subscribe, friend. Oh, I'm gonna have to, me editing. I have to do some different editing for the end of my videos. Because YouTube isn't fine with my normal outro, so we're going to have to do a YouTube sign-off and then do our Twitch sign-out afterwards. Gross. So something I was wondering about this, obviously it's a power station. Why didn't this just cause like blackouts in the area? Because obviously we're not making power here anymore. No, they say someone else owns the copyright to it, so I think it may have something personally that it should be classed as its own. We're losing health, we're losing health, we're losing health. It's not radiation that was causing us to lose health. I think it's radiation that's causing us to lose health. Nope. Am I just trying to get too close to fire to fight it? That's the issue. You don't have to be like stood on top of fire to extinguish it. And like, I can't really tell what's like too big for me to be tackling, what's not. Let's come back now. That does sound about right. No, we are definitely losing health again. Kill the fires and get into the ledge. Is that just not extinguishing them all the way, maybe? Is that even fire, or is that just like hot metal? Right, so orange, that means I can jump it. Some more medkit, that's more medkit. So first thought on this is like the gameplay is not amazing, but because I have a love for this like setting, that's what's made me want to like let's keep going. But if I was like some kid who like probably hasn't heard of Chernobyl before, I mean this game isn't targeted for kids really, is it? So. It's a dad game for when they finish with the flight simulator and train simulators and want to relive the glory days of the 80s, right? Can't even tell if I'm doing anything there. Can't even tell if I've got any water left. I do have water left. Where am I going now? Oh, we died. Okay. What's this? Why is that so light? Oh, it was radioactive material. I forgot about that. Right. You live there now. Yeah, it is literally called Chernobyl Liquidators Simulator, so. Alright, what killed us there then? Was it just that fire again? So it didn't seem like I was effective when I was soaking it earlier. Oh no, is it going down? I can't tell. Thing is, with fire, it has a lot of particle effect, so man, this does not run smoothly at the minute either. But we're not losing health, which is good. That's orange. Wait, can I just come in this way? Oh, right, that's a checkpoint out. Ow, 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 ow. Don't die in the animation, don't die in the animation, don't die in the animation. I think we opened the gate anywhere. Wait, where are we? Oh, we just climbed up. So then, wait, we don't need to go up there now though, right? We can just come through here. Looks like there's multiple ways to go as well. Oh, unless we've just like unlocked a shortcut path type thing. No, I didn't mean it. Oh, it's fine, I suppose. I don't even know if it's hit alpha yet. Wasn't? Oh, control. Okay. I honestly don't know. Like, normally on early access games like this, they would give us, like, a little code that's constantly in one of the corners to say. This doesn't, it just says work in progress. The public playtest is mid-June. And even then you can have public alphas, can't you? And that's the first time Joe Public gets to have a look at it properly. I see, like, I had to apply for this and been on a waiting list. And then completely forgot about it. And then got an email yesterday being like, you can now play this. I'm like, oh, right, yeah. Right. I mean, the graphics on this are absolutely amazing. And, like, this is us playing it with everything on, like, low and medium. Right, we opened this, right? I mean, you could use a bolt cutter there, right? Is that my flashlight having, like, a weird effect there causing the radiation glow? There's no, like, light in there. Again, like, it's functional, right? Like, it's more functional, like, a lot of simulators, like, this is just the gameplay style of it. It's like, I would like a... It's good that when you die, you're back in it so quick. But I think it does need a, like, a, hey up, you died type of situation, like, thing. But I'm amazed at how quickly it does load back in. Right, because obviously we're coming in to rescue people, that's just the quick way out from rescuing them. And let's put out the fire before we get much closer to it. I think it'll be interesting to come back to this every so often once there's been like a major update and just like see it as it progresses. If there's going to be a obvious thing of progression. It's weird that shooting water isn't just hold left click. It's like left click to turn it on and then hold right click to turn it off. Like we're literally all controlling like the dial control thing there. It's kind of hard to work out where you was actually landing as well. Right, let me just go up here. Bonk. Clip straight through the guardrail there. Didn't think this far ahead. Oh, we're playing Mirror's Edge now. Yeah, for sure. I like how we never turn that off either. We turn it on to give us pressure there, but then we never turn it off. The simple way up is impossible, so you'll have to take a longer route, comrade. Move across the top of the northern block and reach the western supplementary wing. It seems mostly intact and should contain a staircase leading all the way to the roof. Technical pathways there should give you access to the cooling stack base. I am confident that you will succeed, brother. Over and out. Hint, navigating destroyed environments require a lot of agility. Long jumps through gaps are a true test to that. Press and hold Shift and W to sprint towards the edge of the fillet? Near the edge, press and hold spacebar to jump and grab the ledge as the character gets near it. Don't forget to put out the fires on the other end first. Yeah, I mean, there's always that trade-off in simulators of, like, immersiveness, realism, and, like, playability, right? Because at the end of the day, you still want to have fun playing it. And different people find the funnest different areas. So it's like, for me, a racing game, the more realistic, the better. But for how realistic I like it, will make it, like, miserable for a lot of other people play it. Because it's like, well, you can't turn in at the corner at, like, a ludicrously high speed. That's a hell of a jump we're attempting to make. I mean, we're going to be falling on, like, sharp debris down there. You try and make that run and jump not kitted out in fighting equipment, and I'm sure you'll miss. There you go, realism. Immersion ruined. Whee! How the hell do you get up there? And where did... Whose horse is this and where did they end up? Well, I guess we can imagine where they ended up. It is just run and jump across this. Am I not pressing jump early enough? Nope. Am I pressing it too early? Yes. What a jump our boy has. Yeah, I know, right? Maybe I just hadn't got the hang of using jump yet. Yeah, radioactive material. Right, so it glows white, okay. And then we're just like, you're someone else's problem. The sensitivity's insanely high. Like, I've put my mouse on the lowest setting and it's still going crazy. Did we use any water since the last topped up? Don't think so. Or maybe we did actually. See, I was trying to work out as well is our we've got gauges there you can see on our hose. If I'm using it, do they go down? We're right next to a refill point, so because it is, we have a tank on our back with a limited supply of water. Is my health going down? My health's going down slowly. Right, those gauges don't seem to be going down, or at least they're not going down fast. Let's not just stand here. Let's go into the power plant where, you know, bad things are happening, and let's just hang around for a bit. Dr. Berezovsky? 12 Voxskala Kiev. Yeah, maybe it's just not implemented yet. You write to me that if something happens, we will be remembered as the worst people in the Soviet Union. Why, Comrade Dyatlov? Do you always assume the worst scenario? We are not the first and last RBMK power plant. We know the drawbacks related to reactivity and stability, so you need to avoid the risks. So we know how to avoid the risks. Therefore, do your best to avoid risks resulting from mistakes during its construction. If history spares us, we will be remembered as good people who have served their motherland. Viktor Buyukhanov. Buyukhanov? It's the same thing. No, not E. I was trying to read that one. I didn't realize it was that one I was reading. Medkit. Healthy! Right. Just door, I guess, then. Must have stood on some, like, radioactive material or something. Jeez, we just caved that in. Nope, that's just fire, okay. I wonder if that sign says fire exit, because that's where the fire exited. I'm not sure I'm not stood on some radioactive goop. Like, there's no downside to just walking with your fire hose out, it seems. Well, except when we need a cough, we'll turn it off. Okay, there goes one of our lungs. Oh. Up. Games don't look up. No. Crouch. Crouch. I'm gonna do this. Is that glowing? Yeah, it's glowing. We're just gonna kick that in. Did we just body check that? Holy crap. Yeah, that doesn't look structural at all. Fantastic. Right. Down here? It's weird as... Oh god, oh god, oh god. I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck, I'm stuck! Well, there goes all our health. Crouch isn't on the press, it's on the D press. What the hell's this? Oh, press 2? What's... Is this on map? Oh, it is, look, there we are. Whee! It didn't say we had a map. Yeah, so like, pressing control does nothing. Releasing control gives us the crouch. Yeah, unfortunately we can cast heal, but that's a different thing. To the right of our health bar we have a little counter there that says 0 and like a red cross. That's our actual healing supply. That's how many uses of lay on hands we have left. And unfortunately we need to take an extended rest before we can get it back. Man, I miss D&D. Or tabletop RPG things. In the pandemic, we were trying to do some stuff over Roll20, but to me it's just not the same. It needs to be sitting around a table. We use mana for using shovel against door. We're casting break object. Your hand's still there, don't worry about it. Oh, we just take off our helmet. We die anywhere. Nope, we just threw it up. Nice. Chunky. Well, remember saying we were losing a lung? No, that's fair. Oh wow, we actually did just die. Nice. Nice. Was that hit? Is that literally the length of the demo? Of the... I don't know if it was a demo, it was just... Ah, okay. That was shorter than I thought it would be! Okay. So, full demo, I guess, is a bit more than just that. Okay then, thoughts. Oh, thank you, Puff Daddy. We did do a good job there. We do deserve a reward there. Feel free to treat yourselves at home as well. But we did a job well done. I was recognised by Puff Daddy, so we get to enjoy a whisper. So, my review of them. Wash it down with a bit of tea. Fought all the fires we did. If I hit new game, it takes a while to load, doesn't it? Yeah, look how bad my mouse cursor is now, how slow it's moving in the menu. So, there's not a whole lot to take away from there. Everything seemed functional. There's no like out of bounds areas we could get to. We're gonna just try and break the game now. It's hard to tell when you're actually combating fights when you're too far away. The AIs... Well, it's not even AI because there is no intelligence there. They are just a scenery object with an effect. Their water effect looks more like fire than water, which was annoying. But everything was like functional. I imagine that's going to be the whole game. Though, you kind of Alien Isolation-esque, right? Certain doors, whether it's actually a door or not, it's a locked thing you cannot get through here till you have the tool. So I think that's what the game's going to be. It's going to be a whole load of locked doors where you need the correct key, whether it's an axe, a bolt cutter, whatever, to get to. And then, other than being spot the glowing rock and move it before it kills you, or get rid of the fires as you just arrive at each point. So each room you get to, there's going to be deal with these hazards. It's then going to be, other than get to objective marker, it's going to be get person to objective markers. It's going to be like maybe, I don't think it's going to be as bad as like an escort mission as such, but maybe there is going to be that aspect to it. I'm not sure. That's it. We'll give it another look through now. Now we know how short it is. We can actually just like mess around on the floor quite a bit. We'll probably have to deal with those initial fires. But yeah. And I'll see where they put the skip thing on that though. Yeah, rescue people can get into safety, and then it's going to be like, oh no, the thing collapsed and you got separated, find another way around, and I don't know. Maybe there's like different classes, as it were, so you might play as multiple characters at once, so you're playing a firefighter who's going in, and then maybe it is over like the progression of the thing, so then maybe in like the later stages they're starting to come back in. Like if you've seen the Chernobyl documentary, obviously that's just fresh in my mind at the minute. Like the cleanup crews, like the miners digging under the coolant, not the coolant tower. It was like the control pad thing, like the concrete slab. And then they had like people coming in just to shoot and kill the wild animals because they were infected. So maybe it'll progress like that, where there's like different elements of gameplay to it as well. So like obviously early part is your firemen's. Oh yeah, I was right there. Give me that good stuff. Man, I don't know what I was expecting in terms of length, but I mean, we've done an hour. I mean, we had a crash and obviously the intro and all that, but can we do a zero death run? So it was extinguish the fires by the small walls. So I didn't realise we completed the objective at first, and we kept running up here and dying, but I don't know what point we had completed obviously. That was one of the ones we could get rid of, right? It's like, where am I meant to be aiming? See, I was always taught as if this is something I do properly, to aim at the base of the fire, not the top of it. Metallic taste, it's delicious, taste the rainbow. Health is slowly ticking down. Not so slowly, not so slowly. of like a nuclear debris up here that was... Health there. Still losing health, still losing health. Right, we're out of healing. Right, we knew there was another medkit further back, right? Whee! Give medkit! Oh, we haven't unlocked that one yet. Oh wait, we have two. Okay. That is probably just like cocaine, right? I know, right? Well, that's what they say, fight fire with fire, right? Oh, right, that's radioactive. That's that metallic taste we were getting. So that's granite? But no, for sure, you're right. If only we weren't using flamethrowers. Yeah, we died. Oh well, there goes the 0 death run. Right, let's just try and clip out of bounds. I mean, do we even have... Well, we don't have console command. It's as if they don't want us breaking the game entirely. Give us full free reins on it. Oh, I don't know, was I? I just think I was close to fire, but you might be right. Oh, look, smokes. Is this readable? As the first commander of the scene of the fire, I order the immediate firefighting action. I send team to the 4th block in order to recognize the damage, extinguish the roof of the turbine hall and secure the equipment. I send select firemen to go higher floors and find the personnel. At the same time, I call the firefighting units in the entire Kiev region to take action to secure the pop-on from the fire. Oh, he's got a nice clicky pen. Imagine the noise you can make with that. Smokes. Turns out I'm not. There was lightning fall. Oh, right, okay. It did get staticky, but I just presumed that was like that was pretty much stood near fire, but. No, you are right. I was just stood on radioactive goo. See, what I don't like there is my health continues to go down. Because I'm like still close to flame, so my health goes down when I'm in like a animation there. That's like this fire that thing's doing that. Which I don't know if I'm meant to be fighting or not. Because to me, that's not the small fire by the wall. Did we get rid of that? No, it's still there. So look how fast our health's going, even when we're getting somewhere near there. Like, wait, yeah, man, we finished apparently. Oh, I just need to get there. God damn it. We had put it out. You need to be able to feel that click. I see I'm quite fast for a guy fully kitted out. Good to see you helping there, comrade. Wait, did your eyeglass glow now? Oh, that was you. Yeah, it's just reflecting. Flashlight. Shoot the barrel, right? Disappointed. I wanna go home. Let me out. So does this one randomly object cull when you At a weird angle. No. Yeah, it's like I'm picking up that. There's no like pick-up noise either. It just has me number gone up one. Oh no, HUD as well. See the bottom left there? We've got whatever that little jar is next to the right of our bars. That's actually interacted by the lights. Or by something. It's like based on when we move, like that red bar of a light there is moving as we move, but it doesn't be in like reference to anything. It's a neat touch though, but like, yeah, so that's, so what that is, we're actually clipping into that object there, but it still has like an impassable field within that. So we're clipping through the texture, but the actual like barrier that prevents us moving forward is beyond that. You always want to put your barrier just in front of it so the player doesn't hit the texture. But then the issue is if you get too far out, you are clearly hitting an invisible wall rather than bumping into like an actual physical object. Which is what's happening like when we get near the fence down here. We're like quite a ways off the fence when we get stopped. Like there, I can't go any further forward than that. That's because like, they've put the collision barrier on the right side of the texture that time. But because it's so far this side of it, it's like it makes it like you can tell like, oh, we can't go further because of video games rather than being I'm in this world and there's a fence in the way. But no, I think that's pretty much everything we're going to get to see here, right? I mean, see how lost we can get ourselves. Oh, did we take fall damage there? I think we took fall damage. But yeah, not a whole lot of playtest there. Like, it functions. It's not very optimized, but again, it's like fire. Has a lot of particle effects, and it's like individual particle effects that just kill things, so... Like, it seems fine. I don't know how interesting it's actually going to be to play full... Like, in full. But, yeah. But, like, I did have a quick... Obviously, I've looked on the store page in the past, and when I got the go-ahead to do this, I did give the store page another look. And there's, like, a lot of more screenshots. Is that a good sign? Isn't it normally a good sign when time's gone quicker than you expect? I hadn't watched the videos, but, like, obviously they've put in their assets and stuff, like... Is this just them showing off this is a real image that for, like, a real-life photo, and then this is what we've been able to recreate? Like, there's a lot more in the screenshots than what we're actually seeing. So this shows life outside, right? Right, okay, fair. But yeah, like, if, like, that's pretty much all you was doing of Firefighter, like, obviously we're going to have some escort missions. I imagine we don't actually die there in the real game. But then there's, like, maybe other, I don't want to call it classes, but, like, I imagine that Firefighter isn't going to last more than a day or two, right? I just don't know how different the gameplay is going to be other than go up to object and press interact button. But at the end of the day, is that not just what a lot of video games are? That's the same screenshot twice, isn't it? Yeah. Well, there we go. Well, there's a question answered, right? But again, like, what's that? Is that I was just checking, oh crap, what's that called? The exposure rate and thing. What the hell is that called? The dosimeter? Dosimeter? Dosimeter. No, that's a dosimeter. It's like a bomb sweeper, doesn't it? Or is it just maybe like a pressure washer, like a more powerful hose? But why are we aiming that at the console? Again, for me, it's not so much the game that I care about. It's not. It has to be interesting enough, obviously, to keep me wanting to continue on and like not frustrating to the point of when we're fighting fights and we're just like insta dying and whatnot. A Geiger counter is like a dosimeter type of thing. I actually don't know what the difference is between the two. Should we do a Google on that, since we seem to have a lot of time now? Difference between Geiger counter and dosimeter. There we go. Thank you for listening to me, Google. Geiger counters measure low levels of radiation, such as looking for surface contamination. Dosimeters can be in the form of a sticker, badge, pen, tube type, or even a digital readout. Dosimeters will indicate a certain total of radons. Is that radons? Or is it just rads, or am I just ruined by Fallout there? Or MR? It'll be like million, right? This is a car number of registered miles travel. So Geiger count is just low level stuff. Dosimeter is like how much you've been exposed to over a long period of time, I guess that is. Come back, chat, I miss you. Is that actually a thing? I don't think me search history actually showed anything there, did it? See, here it looks, well, actually that could just have been from that snippet there, but because it looks like we're part of that holding the hose, doesn't it? But maybe not. That's just the effect they're going with. But yeah, so like the gameplay just has to be not frustrating. Like, I don't know what else they could have done there for like the radioactive material on the ground. It was literally glowing white against a dark surface, and more often than not I was missing it. But like, I guess that's just my ineptness rather than anything else. But no, the reason I want to play this is just I want to be in the environment, you know? What game was that? Oh, Alien. Again, Alien Isolation. That game, I did not like the gameplay of it at all. And like with the androids were pretty low. Yes, Mr. Alpacut? We've went through it. VOD will be available and it'll be on YouTube within a day or two as well. With Alien Isolation, I didn't care about going around shooting the alien, hiding from the androids or whatever. I like that game was just beautifully recreated from like the movie stuff, and I just wanted to walk around and explore the environment. I didn't care for all the combat and like the actual gameplay of it. I wanted it to be a walking simulator, which gets us kind of what I want from this as well, right? I mean, I could do another quick run through, right? Because I've got nothing else planned for today, and I've been only going for an hour. Have you seen any of this so far, or is this like the first time you were viewing this? You've seen nothing at all. Okay, I'll try and be fresh with it again. We'll give it another look in case people are coming in, because I have noticed we've got a few more viewers than we did when we first started. But obviously, if you have seen this so far, feel free to bow out. But again, you are welcome to stay as well. No spoilers, no. So I have to say is this is a work in progress. It's not a fully released game. It's still very early access and stuff. You're interested in nuclear physics. Nice. I'm interested in like the Chernobyl disaster and stuff. I've kind of wanted to go, but not enough to actually go. So in terms of graphics, we were having some issue on high and certain medium textures. So we've turned the settings down. I don't know if that's because my PC is now a few years old. It is still a pretty beefy computer, but again, it's a lot of physics happening in the game, and it won't be optimized just yet. In terms of controls, we only have WASD and space. We actually do have more controls than that, it just doesn't tell us. Jump is also J. I'm not going to tell people how to play the game, but if you were using the Alt commands here, you'd be playing with your left, with your arrow keys. So if I'm right, okay, imagine I'm left-handed. I'm using arrow keys and mouse with my left hand. I still don't want to go over and press J though. Like, space is still, I don't know. Right, should we... Ah, that command is actually wrong as well. I press C for crouch, and it's not. It is just left control. C is heal. Right, let's get back into it. This loading screen takes a little while. But yeah, I was surprised at how short this was, Mr. Alpacot? Alpacot. I'm never going to pronounce your name wrong, and I'll pronounce it differently every single time. I do apologize. But I will definitely be, once this has had like a major update, or just like a content update, I'll definitely come back to this as well. I can't even say the word correct, Jesus. Correct pronunciation. Okay, thank you. Now which one of the 5 was it? It's your surname. Oh, right, I do apologize. Mr. Alpacot. Okay, Turkish. Ooh, you might be my first ever Turkish viewer, or at least the first one to speak up. I hope life is well over there with the whole craziness of the world right now. Mr. Al.
There is a driver behind you who is going faster and has the right to pass.
Thank you very, very much for the follow there, Mr. Alpacot. How is salute, sir? Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. We mainly do racing games, but occasional sim stuff, and I guess just whatever takes me fancy. I can be convinced to play other things, but I tend to be very stuck in my ways, and I don't sugarcoat things. If I think something's crap, I'll just be like, I don't care if this is your favorite game. This is just bad. But I do try and give things a fair chance. I don't. But yeah, we're back to racing tomorrow. But when, as I say, when a new update for this comes out, we will be giving this another look, for sure. But again, it's for the world building. So you're still at school then to have an interest in nuclear physics and stuff? And like, is it something you want to go into, or is it just a casual hobby being into nuclear stuff? There we go. Alright. Just a hobby. No, that's fair. I mean, same, right? Almost a 30-year-old dude and just enjoying watching stuff. I need to play Stalker, like some of the old Stalker games. That's fair, that's fair. Yes. Me too, very much so. I actually only watched that about 2-3 weeks ago. Like, in terms of the gameplay, I found it's not that engaging, it's very simplistic. Like, PS2 era movie tie-in games, I feel like, but again, this is so early in its development, right? And again, I think most people are coming here to be able to walk around the Chernobyl power plant. So that's it, the game just has to not be frustrating to control and people will be happy, I feel. And again, in terms of HUD that we'll get in the game, the only thing me face cam down here is covering up is the text block that says work in progress. But I've got to say, the graphics in this game do look stunning, and once it is optimized, we're going to have some fun with it. What's burning over there? There was an explosion at the main building. There isn't, but there is a public full demo announced for mid-June, so in about 6 weeks I think it is. I believe. I may be mistaken on that, but I'm pretty sure that's what we read. It's like June 24th or something. There we go. So this is the first thing we see when we come in. And when we first came in, we were getting about 3 frames a second. So that's the map we pick up at the start. Okay, so that's it. We're in. It does quite a good job of explaining the buttons and stuff as well. This is Lieutenant Pravik, colleagues. Something serious has happened at the power plant. There was a huge outbreak of fires all around the block of 4 building, including the top of roofs. It is also obvious that the structure has partially collapsed. As we speak, the dispatcher is calling all units here, but we're the first on the scene. We need to find out what's going on, so approach the building by breaking through the fires. Use the hose connected to the cylinder on your back. This will allow you to get through the power plant quickly. I should be at 60 FPS. I don't know if maybe I capped it at 30. I know I was looking at doing that. Right, I've capped it at 30. Shall we try no limit and see what it is? See if it runs smoother. I didn't want it to be like jumping up and down, so I thought if we just keep it at 30. Yeah, okay. Be careful, colleagues. These fires are hotter than we expected. Handling this situation relies on us, though, so don't forget about your safety. Carefully watch your steps by lighting up headlamps on your helmets. Also, this action has been marked as having a respiratory hazard at level 4. This means those DPA gas masks we all love so much are a must for everybody. Better to have a bitter taste in your mouth than burning your lungs to a crisp. So we have a flashlight. We have a gas mask. And you'll notice we have 2 bars in the bottom left there. We have health and stamina. Wearing our gas mask means we take less damage, but it does limit our stamina. We also have a fire hose on our back, and it is just left click to turn on, right click to turn off. We do also have a map with 2, but I didn't feel like we needed it that much. At least in this demo, so. And we just toggle our tools with the numbers like that. There is a toggle walk and toggle sprint, which I forget now if it was R. So we have a walk, we have a run, and then shift is sprint. Colleagues, remember not to run out of water at all times. It's best and often only weapon against the flames. Despite the damage, the facility should have the high pressure emergency water supply system still mostly intact. Just find the hydrants and you'll know what to do. So walk up, press E, it's our interact button with pretty much everything, and it refills our gas tank, our water tank. Now, in this was something I was testing before and we started taking damage, so I had to stop. You can see we have 2 valves, 2 pressure gauges on our hose there. They are both currently full, and I couldn't tell if they were actually going down or not, so maybe in the full release we will have a limited water supply, because there have been plenty of these water checkpoints to top up, but I think in terms of this demo we might just have a unlimited supply of water. But yeah, this is controller supported as well, it says. I'm mouse and keyboard, but yeah. Got a little burned or otherwise injured, brother? If it's nothing too serious, just use the stimulants we got supplied with sometime. They sure have quite a kick in them. So yeah, C is is use our med kit. So our red bar is our health, and to the right of that you can see is a little red cross with a 2. We have 2 health packs at the minute, and again we can pick them up as we go. Get a shovel. This is interact with otherworld objects. This will be glowing white. Good, you fetch yourself one of these. It'll surely prove more than handy. So, yeah. Something I'd commented on was the hoses of our fellow firefighters seem very much more like flamethrowers. Like, the texture on that water seems more fire than water, but again, if they're actually combating flames and water's transparent and the way it mists out, then yeah, maybe that is what it looks like in real life. I wouldn't actually know. Okay, you're where we need you. You're the mobile unit today. This large tank you are carrying everywhere on your back is a testament to that. We're now putting all our forces into fighting the large fires that are on the front of the collapsed northern wall of Block 4. These don't give up easily, but I'm sure we'll eventually manage to contain them. And in the meantime, we need you to enter the fire area from the western side, get all the way towards the block's wall and put out the smaller flames that are lingering there. This is a dangerous task, comrade, but it's not the first one like that for you. Now, put on your gas mask and go with it. Over and out. That's a main objective. So it sounds like we're going to have main objectives and side objectives as well. At the minute, we've only ever had main objectives. So, fire. Yeah, we're definitely meant to be aiming at the top of it on this game. And then I guess it's like got 2 stages. We aim at the top and then we work our way down. I don't know if I'm actually hitting that there though. Can you feel the metallic taste in your mouth? Something strange is going on. Kibenko fainted. Ignatio is barely standing. There's something very wrong with this fire. Watch out for those shining fragments lying on the ground. I have a bad feeling about them. Do not touch under any circumstances. Best to get them out the main paths quickly before they affect any more of us. Not effect, not affect. Oh, yeah, sure. So yeah, I missed that one last time because when those pop up, we're not actually paused. I can't actually. There we go. So you walk up to it, press E, and get rid of it. And that used up some of our stamina, which is our blue bar, but that will slowly refill. If there's, in terms of gameplay, if there's one thing I'd like, please fix, it would be, can we pause when we're reading and interacting with objects? Maybe there's a design choice in why we don't, that we're not aware of yet. But orange colour ledges you can jump onto and grab. Spacebar. Nice visual cue, which doesn't take you out of the immersion. Damage there. Got a little bit too close to the main fight to our left. Now, I think we did get rid of this last time, but we just, there's actually a, yeah, there's a proximity trigger there, so that's wrong as well. That should just be a conditional trigger. It seems to be conditional. I don't know if it's conditional and proximity, but that was definitely a proximity thing that ended it there. Because we were trying to fight that fire before, and it looked like it was out, but I couldn't tell, so I just kept spraying water. But it's definitely just, you need to walk next to where the fire was as well to be like, yep. Maybe it's a good get around. Maybe you can't get that close if the fire's still up. So by putting the marker there, you have to have extinguished the fire to get there, but it's a bit of a lazy workaround. Don't know why I turned my head to cough away from me when the mic is literally attached to my face. Good job putting out those fires, brother. Dude, did the Soviets say brother a lot? I know it's comrade, and you don't want to just say comrade at the end of every sentence, but I don't know, brother just... I don't know, I want to be like Hulk Hogan. It's like, good job putting out those fires, brother. This should make life easier for the host teams. We managed to establish a temporary command center and a supply storage. Come over, I have new orders for you to pick up. No, not quite yet. We have a little bit more. So, get medkits from the medkit thing. Comrade, we still don't know what happened, but it appears the fire has caused major damage to the building structure. We did quite a good job evacuating everyone, but some technicians have been cut off from the attic just below the huge cooling chimney at the very top. Power plant's crew have already attempted to reach them from Block 3 side, but was unable to succeed. This is where you come in, Comrade. We all know you're the best at getting through damaged spaces, so you need to climb the main building all the way up to the cooling stack's roof. Along the way, make way through any obstacles, use no means necessary. When on the place, access the evacuation route to make contact. We'll plan on how to get you all out. Most of Block 4 building has been evacuated, but you may find some people that will help you move. Start by collecting some tools that we prepared and proceed to climb up to the roof of this building there. Excuse me, sir. From there, find your way to the top. You'll be on your own there, and it's going to be tough, but this is what we've been training for. Good luck. And we get some more tools, bolt cutter and crowbar. We never used the crowbar, did we? Make good use of these, comrades. Seems like they've been in our unit forever and they save more lives than all of us combined. Right, and we could top up water, but I'm not going to. I'm going to see if we run out. And we've tried clipping out of bounds and jumping on trucks. You can get on top of the trucks, but we can't jump over the walls or anything. I'm just now, like, mentally checking through my head things I need to report back to them, right? So, like, this, we're on the wrong side of a collision barrier. The texture's the wrong side of the collision barrier. But, yeah. There's documents you can read as well. That's, like, law, like, obviously real-life stuff. I'm going to just skip over them this time. I'll let you discover them yourself. But, big boob. That falls down for some reason. It's me controlling the flashlight with F. It's a decent flashlight, actually. And thankfully, it's not like you have a limited battery supply. Or at least we haven't in this. I hate, like, horror games do that a lot. And it's like, oh no, your flashlight's ran out of batteries. And it bugs me. A game where it's not a, like, resource, but occasionally it's written into the game, like when this monster dance like runs across the screen, the flashlight will flicker or start acting up then. That's cool because you can then make effects happen. But when it is just your flashlight's running out of battery, that's ripping. No, in this I'm saying the flashlight's working fine. It's me pressing F. They haven't implemented anything. But yes, I know in the documentary the flashlights, it destroyed the batteries for them. But no, that was me more so having a go at other games and praising this on its flashlight. So again, fight the fires, don't get too close, and avoid... Yeah, how was I missing these, like, massive glowing rocks? I mean, I guess the fire's pretty bright as well. I forgot about this section. I thought we were, like, straight into the building. So, I want to be greedy. Sorry, I want to try and beat this without dying. But I also want to be greedy and try and do it without using any health kits. And I know that is very detrimental to passing the first objective. So that's no longer radioactive because we put it over there. Kill the fires and get under the ledge. There was another, like, firefighting simulator game that came out a few months ago. And it's actually, like, 4-player co-op, and you play as a squad. Like, it was a game I was tempted to get, but I knew I wouldn't have anyone to play that with. Like, I wouldn't be able to convince any of my friends to play a game like that. And, oh god. Ooh, can we also stuck there? But yeah, like it looked like a fun game, but it was definitely a game where you wanted to play with friends. I think you could have like AI on it, but ooh, we're dropping frames there. Again, a lot of particle effects with fire, isn't there? So when this is optimized, this is going to be very, very pretty. Yeah, kind of like what we're doing now, right? Can't even tell if we're hitting that, are we? Seems to be getting smaller. And obviously, as I said before, this has gone for like the realism thing, but it'd be nice if there was some kind of indicator that we were in fact decreasing the flame there, because it didn't seem to be doing anything. Can we fight fires through doors? It looks like it's just bouncing off, doesn't it? I know last time I got too close to that while I was trying to cut the padlock off and it did kill us. I'm gonna use the med kit. Nothing like an overdose. Yeah, it doesn't look like it, does it? I mean, we can definitely get around to that from the other side, but we don't need to. So I think that's like a shortcut way we unlock for if we needed to bring people back. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually come up in the demo here. Which is interesting that they've chosen not to put in like AI pathing or anything in it. I mean, there was like a couple of walk cycles that the firefighters had on ground level, but... Wasn't there some more radiation stuff down there? So this one we have to like jump off and grab that ledge. Well, there goes the no death run. Wait, where have you put me? Oh, okay, that's not so bad. That's not so bad. Yeah, so if we wanted to fight those other fires, we can crouch under that pipe and get to them. And then if we'd open that door, we could go in through that way. I like how I make the insane jump, doing like a jump off a ladder, spin 180, grab a ledge, and then just walk off the ledge. But thankfully the checkpoint keeps the fires out. It does also remember what medkits you've used, because originally, remember at that checkpoint we had 5 medkits. We're back down to our 3. I'm good at video games. Right, there we go. So we're going to water top up. The simple way up is impossible, so you'll have to take a longer route, comrade. So the ladder was out partway up. Move across to the top of the northern block and northern block wall and reach the western supplementary wing. It seems mostly intact and should contain a staircase leading all the way to the roof. Technical pathways there should give you access to the cooling stack base. I am confident that you will succeed, brother. Over and out. And this bit I'm going to die at as well, so I guess it doesn't matter anywhere. So we have to do a sprinting running jump to over there, and I've only just remembered I need to put the fire up first before I try and jump over to it. This jump took me about 12 attempts last time. What, radiation takes ladders out? I don't know what that was in relation to, sorry. Oh, first time! First time! Alright, get rid of the radiation. Drop that on somebody's head down there. Right, I'm gonna pause here just because I know the damage just took over. Thank you, Puff Daddy, for the redemption, for a job well done. I have to treat myself. Feel free to treat yourselves as well. We're gonna have a wisp of gold this time for doing a job well done. Treat yourself. Have a chocolate bar, have a cookie, whatever you want to do. But cheers. Thank you. good effort, everyone. Right. Was a full-size chocolate bar. Really good. That's unfortunate. See, I did have that as a lower cost, and I was like, no, because some of you lurkers, or people who've been here a lot, they haven't had any redeems up for ages, so you must be banking up points, so. There we go. Thirsty now, though. This tea's freezing. Just lubricate the mouth somewhat. Continue. Where did we go here? Down. You had 30k. Yeah, I think it's a 2-pint mug. It's like, it is the largest mug I own. Like, I've got 2 1-pinters, a pint and a half, and then that one. So, in yeah, we can use our bolt cutters. How much are they? Like 2,500. You've redeemed 3, right? So you've still got loads. Jesus Christ. And then we get law if we want to read it in our own time. I did read it before. I'm just teasing y'all now. Right, I take damage stood there. What is it that's triggering that? Or is it just radiation in general? Let me use a show. See, we never actually use our crowbar. We just we don't even try the handle. We're just gonna smash it in. Oh god, a health, a health, a health. What do we want to do after this? Do you want to just have a short stream and we end, or should we try one of these guys' other games? They had what? Building Constructor. What was it? Building Simulator, Train Station Renovation, or Car Trader Simulator. I'd be willing to maybe buy one of them if they're not stupidly expensive. That's fine, man. We'll be done with this in 20 minutes. But I'm live 3 or 4 times a week, man, so not necessarily always with this, but you are welcome to join me whenever. So we crouch under here. Oh, we're gonna have a cough first. What time is it in Turkey right now? Like approaching 7? Or is it like even earlier than that? Almost 8, yeah, so hours in a row. Well, hope you've got some good foods coming your way, friendo. Way out. Way out. So that looks kind of impossible. GMT plus 3. Yes. Oh. Yes, that's right, we just smash this to pieces, don't we? Yeah, we don't like just ram into that. See, Britain's weird, we still do our daylight savings, so we're normally on GMT, but we're now on GMT plus 1, so we're on that till like October, and then we go back an hour. It's weird. Don't think Turkey has that. I know a few countries do, but can't claim point bonus box thing. Can you not? Right, this fire nearly killed us last time as well. So I walked on the corner and then stood up and didn't realize I needed to crouch to get back around again. It's only been 2,500 each time, so we should have loads, right? There's definitely nothing up there that I missed last time. There's a water refueling thing still. I can't actually tell if our thing's still on full there. But yeah, you can see like our screen's getting a bit wibbly. I think that's like radiation damage, which I think's kept it separate from our health damage. Oh, God, what was that? What was that? What was that? Is that just you? We're too close to that fire? Oh, actually, there was another game I was wanting to try. I haven't bought yet. It was like a destruction-y thing. I can't even remember what it was called. I think we've done it. Yeah, like, it does not let you get close to the fire at all. Which makes sense, like, obviously, if you stand next to fire, there's a lot of heat coming off it. And these fires are immensely hot and hotter than we expected. Do you only have the one go-to Chinese place, do you? See, Chinese is the one takeout place I don't ever go to, because Chinese restaurants tend to not be, all that good for veggie stuff. A lot of, like, fish oils and stuff used. Cough up a lung. Yeah, this is so cool. I said the actual gameplay of fighting the fires and pressing E on the wall or whatever, like, it's, whatever. But would I prefer it if it was, like, hammer E or anything like that? Probably not, so. And that's it. Like, the main shock for me for this was, oh god, it's that short. But, yeah, I'm looking forward to this. I definitely wouldn't pay for, like, a full price, big, like what we call AAA price for a game like this, but yeah, I'm happy. Something in like the £20, $25 range. I don't know Turkish currency at all. But yeah, that was the gameplay of that. The rest of the stream, I was just kind of looking through my library, looking through my wish list, played a little bit of Unreal Tournament, but didn't really lead to anything. So yeah, that was the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I look forward to coming back to this when there's a little bit more to see. If you'd like to see me live, check out twitch.tv/VulcGames. Links are in the description. Same for the Discord as well. Great place. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Take it easy out there.